back. It's your girl Sarah from the mud. I'm from Mama's. Yes, girls in Houston, they come for you. Man, doesn't matter whether the man is married or not. Those who don't have to have those conversations with their children, I'm talking about the white people that don't have to have those discussions with their children. It is a well, hello you guys. Welcome back. It's your girl Sarah from the mud. I'm from Mama's. Yes, we are here to dissect Love and Marriage Huntsville, the last episode. Okay? Kimmy is left by herself by Maurice for the lunch, the meeting they had because of Monster. You know, Monster's mom, Monster's stepdad, and Kimmy. And Maurice leaves her. You know, my gosh, you guys. Kimmy is such a good girl. She's such a good wife, composed, you know, focused. We always say she has a very clear way of communicating, so you can never get twisted with her. I like the way she was, you know, open about Monster vaping issue that Tiffany brought to her attention, and I like the way she delivered the message to Kawa. Is that Kawa? What's her name? And she was receptive, you know, and she said, you know, we're gonna sit down and have a conversation with Monster, which I liked. And then, but the conversation, you know, that meeting was very, very, you know, uncomfortable at some point in the beginning. And Kimmy kept laughing, that funny laugh of, you know. Anyway, we've all been there, like where you meet people when you're very uncomfortable. Anyway, do you guys like this hat? So then we see the Tisha and Destiny, they meet up to go and buy a car, hot girl summer car, they call it. And Tisha tells Destiny about, you know, what happened in Houston and how girls in Houston, they come for you. Man, doesn't matter whether the man is married or not. And they said it's like the girls in Atlanta on steroids. I didn't know this. Anyway, she talks about Kyra. The girl she's describing is Kyra from Love and Ready to Love. She's Kyra from Ready to Love last season, all right? And Destiny says, you know, that the streets are talking about Marsau and children on the other children. I know. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think right now, by this time, if Marsau had a child outside the marriage, we would know by now. We would know by now, you know. People, stop coming for Tisha. Stop coming for Tisha and Marsau's marriage. They are fine. They are fine. And then we talk about, then they went for therapy. No, Tisha did not tell Marsau that they're going to go for therapy. Okay, so he finds himself in this situation, and he talks himself out in every situation. That's what the therapist said. But I enjoyed it. But, you know, that we talked about going for therapy. It doesn't matter whether the relationship is good or not. It's important to have those, you know, sessions. You know, in Africa, you have so many people you talk to. You know, it's different. Marriages in America is very different from Africa. Because, you know, in Africa, you have the whole village, you know, to talk to. Here, it's very individualistic kind of a system. You know, if you have any issues, you cannot talk to your neighbor. I cannot go knocking at my neighbor's door, you know, trying to discuss anything, you know. And like home, you know, if I have any problem, I know all my neighbors, right? Here, not really, which it complicates things, all right? Anyway, then we see, so the therapy session went on well, I would say. Not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting Marsau to be receptive, you know, and to follow through. I hope, and I like the question about, you know, if something was important to you, you're not going to put it in. You're not going to tell Siri to remind you. So if Tisha is a priority to you, then you shouldn't be you should not be putting it on the calendar. You know, no, you should create time. You should create time to meet your partner's expectations and your partner's needs, you know. And you know, people think that, you know, taking care of the kids, being a stay-home mom, it's an easy job, and, you know, it's easy. You know, it's not easy. Being a stay-home mom is not easy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's 24/7. It's non-stop. It doesn't stop. you know, and you're engaging with children, and like when you're in a workplace where at least you can have some conversations with adults, you know, it's not easy. I understand when she says, you know, sometimes she just needs some intimate time, sometimes she wants girlfriend's time. It's important, it's healthy, it's important for her to do those things. Anyway, then we see the girls. Melody invites the girls for a sit down where Tisha, she was the first one to get to Melody's house, and she shared with Melody about Jessica's not being happy with Stephanie. She was low-key annoyed with Melody too. She didn't know if Melody knew about what the tea that Stephanie was bringing, right? Anyway, so they all meet up, they sit down, they're trying to talk out their issues. And Tiffany is explaining, hey, I never meant any harm, you know. It is what it is, and Destiny is still catching feelings. I say, you know what, you know, move on. Let's move on. Let's not make it a big deal. Let's not make it now the topic the whole season. Your marriage is over. If your man wasn't cheating like you said he wasn't, you know, come on, leave it at that. Start a new beginning with your girlfriends. I like to see them together. I like that Melody is trying to establish a better relationship with Tisha, which is good. I like that. And then we see Maurice sit down with his son, sit down with the ex-wife, and talk to their teenage son about, you know, him vaping, him now being a black man, and the danger that there is, you know, raising a black man in America. For those who don't have to have those conversations with their children, I'm talking about the white people that don't have to have those discussions with their children, it is a privilege. It is a privilege. For us, you're not privileged enough. You're going to start talking. I have my 7-year-old son. I talk to him about it. You know, I'm sure my white friends, they never have those conversations with their 7-year-old. You know, you say they're innocent, but hey, you're going to have to start telling them the world out there does not see you as an innocent kid, you know. So I understand that, and I'm happy that, you know, and the kids say, you know, I am not going to get involved with sex until 24, and he was a healthy relationship. You know, the trauma that our kids go through if the relationships that we are raising them in are not healthy. You know, some want to break, some want to just, you know, a break. I don't want to have this kind of a relationship when I become an adult because of what I've seen. And for him to say that I want to have a healthy marriage really tells me a lot, you know. He doesn't want it to be like the way it ended with her mom, with his mom and dad. He wants a healthy marriage. I pray so. I pray for him. And then what do we see after that? We never saw Motel again. You guys, what's happening? And Miss Wanda. But we get to see Miss Wanda next episode. I saw her, that little clip. And then I saw Melody told Tisha that somebody sent her a DM that Marsau was messing around with this girl. Now, you guys, would you want your girlfriend to bring you that kind of information? I feel if there is no substantial facts, if you do not know what you're talking about, if there are no facts, no point of trying to get into Latisha's head. There's no point of you trying to get into her mind and trying to sow some doubts in her mind. Come on. Melody, you know better. You know better than that. There's no point. Stop it. Apart from Darian, who is a fool, from Put a Ring on It. And you guys, if you haven't watched my video on review on that, you've got to have to watch it and subscribe. Okay? Apart from him, Darian from Put a Ring on It, who is who foolish enough to go cheating on TV, but then that's who he is. He said, this is who I am. You know, love me, hate me, this is who I am. But I don't see anybody else like Marsau. Marsau is an intelligent guy. I don't think he would want to mess around knowing that the cameras, you know, the streets will be bringing this tea to Tisha. I don't think so. But anyway, I like the way it's going. I like the way this season is going. No, not a lot of fights. We see them, you know, family oriented. Oh, we actually saw Tiffany. We saw Tiffany with the husband when she was talking to the husband. Oh, give me advice on what to do. I mean, it wasn't as interesting. I mean, but hey, let's see. Let's wait and see. But Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.